Good morning.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning to everyone here in the sanctuary, everyone joining us via the internet. Welcome to Unity of Charlottesville on this beautiful first day of spring.
Yay!
My name is Peggy Ruth, and it's my honor to be here with you this morning as a celebration assistant. Our senior minister, the wise and witty Reverend Don Lansky, will be bringing us the message and the meditation. And as is our practice here at Unity of Charlottesville, we like to open with prayer. So I'm going to turn it over to our illustrious music director, Blair Jones.
With the song, okay. I have some words up there for you all to sing along. A very appropriate spring song called Planting Seeds. All right, you set the tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been planting seeds on the ground, watering them with my sweat and tears, scattering them all around. Guess that's what I'm supposed to do with my years. Funny thing is, I may know what I've planted, but never what will show. It always seems to be a perfect mystery. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. Sometimes I still like to pretend I know what the harvest will be, but I always find out in the end it was never really up to me. Funny thing is, if I just, it always seems that life is looking out for me. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever soars will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. I am only one of millions of seeds. When all is said and done, I just do what's meant to do and let it be. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, planting seeds. I am planting seeds, nothing more.
Thank you, guys. Well, good morning, everybody, and good morning to everybody online on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, and our website. Glad you're here this morning. I've been sort of housebound the last couple of days working on the service, and when I drove out this morning, the forsythia is in bloom. The dogwoods, the white guys, the dogwoods. Is that what that's? Bradford pears and red buds, man, beautiful. Dandelions everywhere, it's fabulous. Not so good for the gardeners, I guess. But it's our custom here at Unity to begin with prayer, so let's just take a moment. And we join together in this time in spiritual community, in person, online, to celebrate our oneness with Spirit, our oneness with the God of our understanding, to know that we are part of something much, much bigger than we possibly can conceive. We come together in community to support one another in our spiritual journeys, to be a space of nurturing love, unconditional love. And in this space this morning, we want to, of course, pray for world peace, hold the situation in Ukraine and Russia in our awareness, and send love forth to all those affected by the conflict. We want to envision a quick and peaceful resolution. We want to be able to see the UN estimate of 6.5 million displaced people being able to return to their country in peace. Let's just hold that for a moment. And now if there's anyone in your life that is in need of healing this morning, could be yourself, could be someone you love, I invite you just to hold them in your awareness for a moment. We do this collectively with our collective consciousness, affirming healing and wholeness. We celebrate this day, we celebrate the first day of spring, which always is a time of great, great hope, renewing of life. We want to see that in our own lives, for our church community, for our Charlottesville community, for Russia, Ukraine, for our world. New life, new hope, and renewal. And so we pray in the name and after the nature of the indwelling Christ. And so it is. Amen. Amen.
And I invite you to affirm that meditation that Don shared with us by our statement of faith. Together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life.
God
the good, omnipotent. And now I invite you to stand and sing and socially distance by greeting your neighbors with a wave or a shout out.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
So Maria, are you with the children? And okay. So if you want to go back to with Maria there, and Have a great time. Well, before we do our mission statement, just a couple of brief announcements. One is that the media team is still looking for some folks to help out. So if you don't have to be actually a technology expert to do that. All you have to do is really be a good listener. And if you're a good listener and you know how to press a few buttons, you can be up there with Bob and with Maggie, and they can teach you the ropes, and that'll help them out a whole bit, because our blessing team is, or our media team is stressed a little bit. Also, Rhonda, you wanted to come and...
I'm hiding.
Okay, you're hiding, yeah. Come.
So Don and Jackie and I met last week to start creating the energy around marketing Unity again. It's been 2 years. We lost a lot of income on rentals, weddings, meetings, things that had been going on here, and they came to a quick stop, and they are now starting to come back a little bit. But we were discussing creating new ideas. How can we, get the word out that we're back, we're here, come. Those that used to rent from us, come back. Weddings, we're here. Meetings. The upper building is available for all sorts of things. So basically what I came up with, I'm done with COVID apathy. I have had it. It's a terrible disease. I think we can all relate that even though maybe we were still going to work and we were wearing masks and doing all that, our normal way of being was shunted because you never really knew what you could do next week, next month. Could you do a trip or whatever? So that caused me to just kind of not, be apathetic and kind of not care much about stuff. But I'm letting that go, and I would like to see y'all let that go too, and hold us in your consciousness. Keep your ears open. Look at social media. We're looking for people that are active on social media, that maybe understand how to get the word out to people, that we're here, we're renting, and we have lots of beautiful space here for people to enjoy, the community to enjoy. So hold that up there, don't let it go, and don't be apathetic, so that we can get back to a new normal that's even better than what the old normal was. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. And just so you know, we have been, people have been using our space. We had a group of Muslim women in the other day. We have a bat mitzvah coming this week. We have Ali is back doing some classes. And next week, next Sunday, right after church at 1 o'clock, we will be doing a labyrinth walk for peace. So we made some connections with a specially trained advanced labyrinth coordinator. She's trained by the Veriditas people, who are part of the Laura Artris, I think, who's one of the foremost labyrinth people in the country, trained her. And she'll be doing a labyrinth walk for peace. We'll be accepting donations. We'll be publicizing it to the community, and all the donations 100% of the donations will go to UNICEF for humanitarian aid in Ukraine. So we invite you to join us next week for that. So would you like to do our mission statement?
Please join me in affirming our mission statement. Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it, but I know they're wrong. Wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I hear them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? Could it be one and the same? I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La-di-da-da-di-da-di, la-da-da-da-da-da-doo. Thank you very much.
So, a young woman brings her fiance home to her parents, and after dinner, her mother and her father want to know who this guy is. And so the mother says to the father, please take this guy into the study and try to find out a little bit who he is and if he's worthy for our daughter. So the father takes the fiance into the study, and he says, so what are your plans, young man? And he says, well, I'm a Bible scholar, he says. Says the father, a Bible scholar. That's admirable, but how will you buy a new home for my daughter in a place that she's accustomed to? And the young man says, don't worry, God will provide. The father says, well, how will you buy my daughter a beautiful engagement ring that she deserves? And the fiancé says, don't worry, God will provide. And then the father asks, well, how about children? How will you support the children? And the fiancé said, well, don't worry about it. God will provide. And the conversation proceeds like this. The father asks questions, and the fiancé keeps saying, well, God will provide. God will provide. So later that evening, the mother is asking the father how it went. And the father says, well, he has no vision. He has no job. He has no plans. But the good news is, he thinks I'm God. Do you remember the story of Lawn Chair Larry? Anyone ever heard that story? No. This is a true story. Larry Walters was a truck driver, and he had always dreamed of flying since he was just a little boy. And when he finally got older enough to do that, he applied to the U.S. Air Force, and he was rejected because of his poor eyesight. But he had his first thoughts of flying by tying balloons together when he was 13 years old, and he passed by an Army surplus store. And 20 years later, he decided to try to put his dream into practice. So on July 2nd, 1982, Larry and his girlfriend purchased a bunch of helium tanks, and they purchased 45 8-foot diameter weather balloons, and they tied him together to his lawn chair in the backyard of his house in San Pedro, California. And his plan was to, I think somewhere you can see maybe, I don't think you can see it, but he had a pellet gun. When he wanted to come down, he would just shoot the balloons and then kind of gradually land, right? So he put on a parachute, he strapped himself in with his pellet gun, with a sandwich and some soda, and he took off on a 45-minute flight, quickly reaching 16,000 feet. He drifted into the controlled airspace of Los Angeles International Airport. This is a true story, where airline pilots reported to the tower that they saw a man in a lawn chair outside their window. And he began shooting the balloons down because he wanted to land, and he got tangled up in some power lines, which caused a brief power outage for the city of Long Beach. But eventually he did come down. He was arrested, he was fined, and he attained this sort of instant media attention for just a little while. And then other imitators and there was a movie actually made about this as well, with this kind of a different slant. But for all his celebrity and all his daring and all his downright stupidity, Walters won an award, this is true, from the Bonehead Club of Dallas, which, according to its charter, which was formed in 1919, is to serve no purpose whatsoever, and whose motto is to learn more and more about less and less until eventually we shall know everything about nothing. That's the award he got. He got a second award. He got a second award called the Darwin Award. This is also true. The criterion for the Darwin Award is that in the spirit of Charles Darwin, the Darwin Award commemorates individuals who protect our gene pool by eliminating themselves in an extraordinarily idiotic manner, thereby improving our species' chances of long-term survival. So this was a special award to Walters because for obvious reasons, this award is usually given posthumously, right? So in interviews, Walters said that he dreamed about flying for 20 years, and if he hadn't done it, he would have gone crazy. And he said he didn't think that reaching his goal in life would cause so much attention and cause so many people to laugh, right? Larry Walters had a powerful vision. He had a powerful vision, and he held on to it for 20 years. That's the power of vision. This Proverbs, this is him taking off here in the flight. This is what it looked like. Proverbs 29:18 says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." And that implication of that really is that with a powerful vision, one can persevere, one can overcome, and one can accomplish anything. But the vision in the proverb is not talking about this kind of vision. It's not talking about eyesight. Or this is a kind of vision where the woman is taking her husband to the eye doctor, and she says to the eye doctor, "I just want him to be able to see what he's wearing." Right? It's not that kind of vision. It's more like the vision of insight and intuition and revelation and purpose. There's a line from the Talmud that says, "We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are." So the vision that this proverb is talking about is really a quality of being. It's a quality of consciousness. And there's something to be said for living in the moment, the perfection of the moment. That's what we talked about last week. But there's also a very powerful argument that human beings are vision-making beings with the power to create and to bring into manifestation whatever it is that we want to be or do or have. We're designed to be creators. We're designed to bring our light, to shine our light to the world. And of course, in Unity and New Thought, we have this saying, this teaching, that there is only one presence, one power, only oneness. That's all there is, only oneness. One source of all originating life, and we are part of that oneness. And at the same time, we are an outflow for the expression of that oneness, expressing as all-inclusive spirit, expressing as all that we are and will be and have been, and all that we can be. We are one with the One, although most of us spend most of our lives trying to remember that, or trying to rediscover it, or trying to live it, trying to put it in practice. Don't we? We try. That's kind of what this spiritual journey seems to be all about. And if we don't get that we're here to co-create with the divine, then we're like passive observers to life. We're like non-participants in the dynamic flow of living. We're like victims, that life is happening to us, right? And rather than knowing and rather than using our God-given power to create, to creatively design the life that we want to live, a magnificent life that we want to live. So Wallace Wattles, who I've been studying for the past couple of months, says it this way. He says that there is a thinking stuff from which all things are made and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces a thing that is imaged by the thought. Man and woman can form in their thought and can form things in their thought, and by impressing their thought upon formless substance can cause the thing that they think about to be created. That is a powerful statement. And one of the clearest statements about the law of mind action that I've ever come across. That there's a thinking stuff. You know, the Fillmores and Wallace Wattles, many other New Thought pioneers, referred to God. That was just another name for God, was substance or formless substance. An impressionable medium, an impressionable thing that we could just project our thought into. Without vision, we are at the mercy of what other people think. We're buffeted by change. We're oppressed by outer conditions and outer circumstances. We're oppressed by outer obstacles, by seeming obstacles. But if we have vision, that's to know that we're connected with divine source, however you conceptualize that for yourself. And to know that with that power within us, with that ability within us, we can do anything we want. That's why our children's program here is so important and why we want to see it grow and grow and grow, because don't you think kids could know that? They need to know that. They get that from their parents, but there's a lot of people they don't get that from other news media, from schools, from teachers, all this different thing. We want our children to know that they can do and be anything. We're here to midwife possibility by being an outlet for the divine within us. And Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, said this: "Find me one person who can get his own littleness out of the way, and he shall reveal to me the immeasurable magnitude of the universe in which I live." So the importance of having a vision is that it serves as a guidepost, something to move towards, something to focus our energy and our intention and our attention on, regardless of the ups and downs of life, regardless of stormy seas, regardless of the volatility that we see everywhere around us in the world. Jesus didn't tell people, "I'd love to heal you, but I'll have to wait till the economic times are better or the Romans leave town." You know, he knew that at every moment he had access to this infinite power within him, how to locate the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven within, and to utilize it for good, right? Not enough just to know it, then you have to actually practice, you have to do it. He knew that the infinite energy and the presence of God were always available for whatever the need. He had a powerful vision and purpose. And I think that that's our task as spiritual seekers, as truth students, to learn how to grab hold of the infinite and draw it into our lives so that we can access God, the Spirit of God, however we think about that, in every moment of every day. No matter what's going on in the outer world, no matter what the state of the global pandemic or inflation or the climate change or a war that's going on somewhere, all of these people being displaced and bombed out, whatever's going on, having a clear vision of what we want to do and be and have keeps us on track and keeps us in alignment with what's really important, which is why a vision statement is so important. Having a vision is so important. And also why a vision statement should be bold, it should be expansive, it should be a soul-inspired dream to be attained and realized and worked towards. Like Larry Walters and his dream to fly, like JFK and putting a man on the moon, like Bill and Melinda Gates wanting to end disease for the entire world, and like this little community of Charlotte, Unity of Charlottesville, that tried to build and then moved into our own church space. When it seemed that it wasn't possible. It for many, many years, it just seemed that it wasn't possible. That's what the power of vision does. People on the home team, the church home team, I'm sure Lynn Foster is watching, and that church home team that had that vision week after week after week, and all of those teams week after week. So every great accomplishment that's benefited humankind, that's benefited our planet, came from somebody's vision. And some not so great things as well, like Putin's warped and maniacal vision of what it means for Russia to be great, right? And what he'll do to get it, to make that happen. That's kind of the dark side of vision. So how many of you know what the vision is for Unity of Charlottesville? Raise your hand. You do? Can you recite it? Can you?
Be bigger and better.
That's not it.
Loving spiritual community, and then I forget the rest. That's a good start.
Close. That's the start. So it's interesting, really. Here we are in a spiritual community. We don't know what our vision is. And don't feel so badly. I remembered parts of it too, but I couldn't recite it to you. Here's what it is. Now, where this came from, it was 2018. There was way before that, we had a congregational meeting. We all worked in the workshop and then after the workshop, designing a vision statement for Unity of Charlottesville. So it didn't come from the minister or the board, it came from our congregation. And this is what, from 2018, we used to have this in our weekly bulletin every week, right? That Unity of Charlottesville is a center for spiritual growth, dedicated to uplifting consciousness in our community and our world. We inspire and empower everyone to joyfully express their unique divinity through unconditional love, prayer, sacred service, spiritual education, youth education, meditation, and music. We are instruments of transformation. Good. Well, what do you think? Do you think that adequately expresses, how many people think that adequately expresses who we are here at Unity of Charlottesville? How many don't? Okay. Do you think it's big enough and bold enough?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Well, the words that pop out for me are uplifting consciousness in our community and our world. That's pretty big. I think being instruments of transformation, that's pretty big. Empowering everyone, that's pretty big. How do we accomplish our vision? We do it by being in alignment with our mission statement, which we say out loud every Sunday, right? That Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world. So if each one of us, and anyone who attends Unity, is empowered to express their unique divinity, do you think it would uplift consciousness in the world? Do you think that they would become instruments of transformation? Well, that's my question to you. It's really an open question. Is it big enough and bold enough? Is this really who we say we are or who we say we want to be? And should it be expanded upon? Should we rethink it? Because, visions and mission statements are constantly changing, right? They're constantly changing as we grow and evolve. For some time, I had a vision statement that I would be a published author. Oh, I've been there, done that, right? Not not that successful, but still, I did it. I wrote a book, right? So the mission statements and vision statements get to change. So maybe, and I'm just throwing this out, maybe it's time for us to rethink what our mission and what our vision is. Maybe take a closer look at it, see if it still resonates. And I want to ask you to think about it this week, and if you have some ideas, send me an email, or there's a suggestion box, a big blue box in the lobby. You can write something down and put it in there. Now, I know you know that a vision statement isn't just about unity, right? How many of you have a personal vision statement? Yeah? Is anyone brave enough to share your personal vision statement? Anyone like to do it? You want to come up and do that?
Good morning. I love you guys. I'm Michelle Hilton. Some of you guys know me. I was here probably about 9 months before Reverend Don and Patricia were here, and I was really good friends with Gerda. So anyway, still am. My personal mission statement is, I steal it from Al-Anon a little bit, but when anyone, anywhere reaches out for help, especially if they are the meek, including children and the elderly, that I will be there to do my part, even if it is just to hold space for them. Thank you.
Michelle, good to see you. So if you don't have a personal vision, anyone else want to share your personal vision statement? If you don't have one, I'd like to encourage you to take some time this weekend and think about it. Reach out into 3, 5, 10 years from now and envision what your life is like, what you'd like to have accomplished. You might start out with Reverend Mary Marcy's suggestion. She had an idea that you could make a statement about your future life as if it has already been fulfilled. So she used the words, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then she would fill in the blanks. And that's kind of an interesting way to start a vision statement, right? Your statement will reflect the things that are important to you, the things that matter to you, your hopes and your dreams, and the kind of life that you would like to design, that you would like to actively create. And here's a litmus test to know if you've created a vision statement that is soul-inspired. So the first is, does it engage your passion for what you love? The second is, does it elevate all creation and harm none? Harm nothing in creation. And the third is it of service to others? And the fourth is, will it evolve and grow you? So is your vision so big that it's calling to the edge of your own know-how? And the fifth is, does it bring you joy? So if your vision statement can meet these requirements or these ideas, you've got a pretty powerful vision statement. I want to show you the vision of one little 4-year-old boy. He had an idea that he wanted to help the homeless. His name is Austin Pirine, and he's from Birmingham, Alabama. So if we could show that, I think I can do that from here.
It seems Americans are hungry for a superhero, and Steve Hartman just may have found one.
He's faster than a speeding stroller, more adorable than a wet kitten, and able to get a stranger's attention with a single courtesy.
Excuse me?
This is America's latest superhero.
Don't forget to show love.
And the only superhero with the power to feed the homeless.
Now, why do you do that?
You know what, Mr. Steve? It's just the right thing to do.
Is it?
Yes.
You want honey?
By day, Austin Pirine is a mild-mannered 4-year-old from Birmingham, Alabama. But about once a week, he turns into this alter ego.
Would you like a sandwich?
A superhero set on feeding as many homeless people as possible.
Thank you.
What's your superhero name?
President Austin.
President Austin.
President Austin?
President Austin. That's his idea of what the president is supposed to do. I was like, buddy, you have no idea. But hey, I'm going along with it.
TJ says this all began when they were watching a TV show about pandas. It showed a mama panda abandoning a baby. TJ told his son the cub was now homeless.
He says, what's homeless? I said, well, it's when you don't have a home and sometimes you don't have mom or dad around.
I can tell what the follow-up question is going to be.
Yeah, are people homeless? When I was a 4-year-old, I didn't care about helping people.
I did.
I see.
Once Austin learned some people are homeless and some are even hungry, he launched this caped crusade. Told his mom and dad that he wanted all his allowance and money they would spend on toys
Here you go.
to go toward chicken sandwiches instead.
Oh, thank you, baby.
You're welcome. Don't forget to show love.
After he gives out each sandwich,
Yes.
he gives each person that same bit of advice.
Don't forget to show love.
Don't forget to show love, he tells them. And most do, immediately.
Well, thank you.
It warms my heart to see him.
It'll warm anyone's heart. Yeah, he really did, man.
Raymont Boss says this kid gives him hope.
That's where it starts.
Don't forget to show love.
Everyone who meets Austin leaves with hope. Which is why, with any luck, someday President Austin won't be a superhero anymore.
Being the homeless is the highlight of my life.
He'll just be a president.
All right, come on, Austin.
So that is a powerful vision, isn't it? From a little one. The rest of that story is that Austin and his dad traveled around the country for a time feeding homeless, and they got corporate sponsorships. They got Burger King and Church's Chicken involved. They raised about $60,000, and the Washington Post reported that instead of serving 25 to 50 people, they were able now to serve 800 to 2,000 people, right? And I think the story kind of ends there because I think he's now about 8 years old, and their focus has changed. I think he's into sports now, unfortunately. But you see what a powerful vision can do, and from such a little one. And that's the power of vision. That's the power. So what is your vision? What is your vision for yourself, for your own personal life? What is the vision for this spiritual community? And I want to invite you to think about it this week, and not just think about it, but write it down. Familiarize yourself with it. Read it. What point is there to have a vision statement for Unity of Charlottesville when none of us can really know what it is, or none of us can recite it, right? I mean, I think about the things in our vision statement, I think about all the time. So it's kind of in my awareness, but it's much more powerful if you can really know what your purpose, what your vision, what your mission is. And if you can, because then you know as a yardstick, as a measuring stick, when you're not in alignment with that vision, when you're not in alignment with the purpose. So, I want to close with the words of Margaret Mead, who said this, that never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Right? So let's prepare for meditation.
I stand alone. I close my eyes and wait against the wind, steady and strong. I am unmoved, for I am not afraid. I stand and wait, for I know how to wait. I'm holding on, for when my moment comes, when my moment comes, like the phoenix I will rise. When it comes, beneath this veil of who I seem to be, truth is the staff I lean upon. I've come to claim what has been promised me, and give my heart that was a broken heart a brand new dawn. For when my moment comes, when my moment comes, like the phoenix I will rise. When it comes, like a seal on my heart, my sacred destiny, a brand new start. For when my moment comes, when my moment comes, like the phoenix I will rise. When it comes, like the phoenix I will rise. When it comes.
So if your eyes aren't already closed, I invite you to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. We are in a field of unconditional love in this room and online. Love that is total givenness and givingness of spirit. So we allow it to flow through us now, unbounded, unrestricted, undivided from the entire universe, from the formless substance. And in this space, we offer our willingness to engage in deep listening. I invite you to affirm with me, I am willing to listen to the eternal broadcast of Spirit. I am willing to listen to the eternal broadcast of Spirit. And so in the space of listening, we ask some questions and listen for the promptings of our heart. The first question is, what is the highest vision God has for my life right now, or Holy Spirit has for my life right now? And just listen. The second question is, what must I become to manifest this vision? What action steps or changes in thinking must I adapt or change to manifest this vision? The third question is, what must I release to manifest this vision? What must I let go of? What points of view do I need to shed? What aspects of my life are no longer serving me? And the fourth question is, what talents, gifts, and capacities do I already have that can serve this vision? And can I release any remaining resistance and allow myself to radiate a willingness to bring this vision into being using my natural gifts and talents? And finally, allowing ourselves to experience a feeling of gratitude and appreciation for the blessings in our lives, for anything that has come to you in this process. We give thanks in advance for realization and manifestation of the deepest yearnings of our hearts. Let's just take a few moments now in the silence. So as we bring this time of meditation to a close with appreciation for this time together and for this time of silence. So many of us in our busy weeks, busy days, don't take time for quiet for just a moment. So we give thanks for this time. We give thanks for this community. We give thanks for the special, unique gifts and talents that each one of us possess, that are true expressions of our divine nature. And so it is. So please just bring your awareness gently back, open your eyes when it feels comfortable.
Oh. Every week I'm more and more amazed at the depth of Don's wisdom and the message that he brings to us. We are so fortunate to have Reverend Don Lansky as our senior minister. Well, I think we've received a challenge to begin this quarter, this new season, with a personal vision. Can you be as bold as Austin? And you know, we have a wonderful tool. Let me just remind you that our Sunday services are recorded. So if you get into the week and you think, you know, what was that point Don was making? Get on our website, pull the service up again, refresh. Perhaps you have a friend or a family member that you thought of today. Wow, I wish they could hear this message from Don. Send them the link. Share the good. Let that be part of your vision. This is the time in our service when we had the opportunity to give. Unity relies on our tithes, our offerings to sustain this beautiful campus that we have, to cover all of our expenses, to buy a new guitar for Don.
Sorry.
So while you're preparing for that, may I ask, is there anyone that's here for the first time? If you would be so bold as to raise your hand. Okay. Well, perhaps there's someone online that's tuning in for the first time. We're so glad you are here. Invite a friend. And there are many ways to give at Unity of Charlottesville. You can do it the old-fashioned way by putting cash or a check in the butterfly net this morning. You can go online to Tithely and give that way. You can text. At Unity of Charlottesville, you can use your phone in church. So there's an app where you can text your offering right here. And now let's take our statement together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Good morning again. Let's live it.
Nice and slow.
This is for you. Maria's downstairs. Wake up, lay down the burden, leave it alone, it's time to move on. Step up with a light heart, shine it all around, do your part.
With a word like a prayer, send it out everywhere, it will grow. And the truth of this source leads us back to the force we all know. Live out the best of your life. Live out the best of your life. Take a chance, reap the reward. It's yours to be had, what you're looking for. Take a chance, reap the reward. No one can say what's right or what's wrong. With a word like a prayer, send it out everywhere, it will grow, it will grow. And the truth of this force leads us back to the source we all know it. Sing it. Live out the best of your life. 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 Take a chance. Leave it alone. With a word like a prayer, send it out everywhere, it will grow, it will grow. And the truth of this force leads us back to the source, we all know it, we all know it. With a word like a prayer, send it out everywhere, it will grow, it will grow. And the truth of this force leads us back to the source, we all know it, sing it. Live out the best of your life, 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 live out the best of your life. Live out the best of your life. Live out the best of your life.
We have a few announcements we'd like to share with you at this time. Wednesday evening is our prayer lift time. It's a 30-minute on Zoom gathering of a very powerful group of prayer partners. So join us, join us. We've had a lot of answered prayer.
I mentioned. There you go. So I mentioned the Labyrinth Walk for Peace. That is next Sunday at 1 o'clock, so you have time to get some lunch and then come on back, and we'll be publicizing this around the community as well. And 100% of the donations will go towards the humanitarian aid effort in Ukraine to UNICEF. So we hope you'll come join us. And of course, Easter coming, so we have special Easter services. Our Palm Sunday, we'll be able to do our Palm Walk for the first time in, I guess, 2 years, I guess. And we'll have a Good Friday online meditation as well. And then on Easter Sunday, we'll have our Unity Communion. So we hope you join us for those.
And the Women of Unity will be revving back up for the spring season. Go online, get some information about the various presenters that we're going to have throughout the year. That's the third Thursday of each month. So all women are welcome.
Blair, you going to?
Yeah, okay. Here's our old friends, Jan and JD. You know, the last couple of years have been really difficult for people that rely on traveling and performing for their income, and that certainly has affected our friends Jan and JD. We haven't had them here for a long time, and we've been missing them, so we concocted the cockamamie notion that we would create 2 concerts for them. They're going to be here on Sunday, April the 24th, to do the sermon and song. But leading up to that, by we, I mean my family and I, with the help of some friends, are going to sponsor 2 concerts. One at our house in Greenwood. That will be Friday, April the 22nd. It's going to be like our little version of Fridays After 5. And you can come out there. You can bring, a picnic if you want to. It'll be outdoor concert. It will be at from 5:30 to 7:30 or so, something like that. And then the second one will be on Saturday, April 23rd, down at our family farm outside of Lynchburg. And we're hoping to draw in some of the Lynchburg Unity folks to that and other people. And this is in Forest, Virginia. It's about an hour and a half away. Anyway, the tickets are $15, and we're hoping to defray the expenses that they'll incur by flying here and staying here. You can buy the tickets online. You'll be able to buy them at the door for $20, but I know you want to get them ahead of time for $15. And you also have the opportunity to kick in a little extra if you want to, since this won't completely cover all of their expenses. All the proceeds will go to Jan and JD. There'll be some other musicians playing too, donating their time. It's going to be a great event, and I hope we'll see lots of our Unity family at our house on the 22nd. I get the dates mixed up.
Thank you, Blair. And we have our first Love University event. It will be on Saturday, April 23rd from 11 to 12:30. It's the Yoga of Soul class on Kundalini Yoga, and it's taught by Jing. Jing, you want to stand up for a minute? Just raise your hand. So it'll be taught by Jing. And that's taught on, I think is there a fee for that? I forget. Oh, donation. So it's a love offering. Good. Okay, great. And I want to thank everybody who's brought diapers out and left them in the lobby there. That's for Simbareras. We have one more week. And, Simbareras is serves the underserved Hispanic community for their little ones who don't have enough money to buy diapers, so they can't get childcare. So thank you, everybody who's donated for that. Appreciate that. And I want to acknowledge 2 people this morning. Barbara Olin, who has been doing the blessing team for how many years? 3 years? How much? 4 years. Good grief. So Barbara has been coordinating our blessing teams, and she has stepped down. And Cindy Payne, where's Cindy? Back here, has taken over coordinating all of the blessing team. And I want to celebrate you both. Thank you all. Thank you, Barbara, and thank you everybody who served on the blessing teams. Because when we opened the church after almost 2 years of not being open, we met in person just about a year ago. On Easter was the first, I think, service. And these folks were just really felt it important that we be a welcoming presence, that when people walk into the sanctuary, they feel welcomed. And these folks stepped forward to do that. So everybody who served on the blessing, if you've been on a blessing team, can you stand up and just for a moment? We just want to acknowledge you. Thank you so much. Thank you. The other thing that we haven't done in over 2 years is we haven't had hospitality. And guess what? Today, Jackie Brown has made coffee for everybody downstairs in the terrace level.
What?
So if you would like fellowship, are the doors open downstairs? Did we open the doors? Okay, we'll open the doors downstairs. So if you want coffee and fellowship, you can go downstairs through these doors, and that'll be here. And you would like to continue that tradition, we will need to reestablish and renew a hospitality team, because we don't have one at the moment. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Right?
We also have a pastoral care team. So if you have a friend, a family member who is in need, you can go online and request. You can call the church office. And then for those of you who are joining us online, we'll have virtual fellowship directly after the service. So please stay on and you'll have an opportunity to visit with one another.
Great. So we want to bring the children up.
We are walking as the light of God. We are walking as the light of God. We are walking as the light of God. We are walking as the light of God.
Okay.
We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking as the light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking as the light of God.
Well, we had a lively group. We actually have a couple kids out in the back. We had a lively morning, and actually Morgan wants to share a little something about our lesson.
Today we focused on this little we were focusing on this little saying that, and it is, I create my life experience by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. I think that this is true because, okay, so here's the examples that we used. So there were two people going on the same roller coaster. One was like, it's going to be so fun, it's going to be fast and exciting. And the other one was like, it's going to be way too scary, it's horrible, I'm not going to be okay. And then they went on the roller coaster and they rode. And then at the end, the person who was excited said, it was more funner than I expected, it was amazing. And the other one was like, oh my gosh, it was so scary, I'm not okay. Okay.
I get it. I've been there.
Also today, we also stacked dominoes, and at the first part, she said for us to not support the other people and say bad things about their tower. But then in the second part, when we were building like almost finished, then she told us to give them a little bit of support and like tell them good things about their tower. And then she asked us about how we felt about when they were just not helping us and like saying bad things about our towers, and we just told her what. Oh, yeah.
So, we see here that we are looking for volunteer teachers if you'd like to do that, and also that there is a Youth Ed Facebook page, and that's the information about there for Facebook. So let's bless our children. And together, children, uniteens, YOUers, teachers, and parents, you are loved, special, and important. Thank you guys so much. Thanks. So we want to thank everybody who helped out this morning, our blessing team, Cindy and Linda on our blessing team, and Bob and Maggie up there in the sound booth, and all of our musicians, Jim and Blair, and Kevin and Janice and Rhonda and John. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. They all did a great job. And please stand, and let's do our prayer for protection. Healing helpers will be in this corner over here, so right after the service, if you'd like to be in that group. And Peggy is here if you'd like individual prayer. She's here this morning. And Buddy's back there also if you'd like individual prayer. So together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The little 4-year-old Austin said it best. Go out today and show love. Have a great day.